SBR Forum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. It is Game 7 of the 2013 NBA Finals right now, and I've been previewing the NBA Finals every game and been doing pretty well with them. I don't think I haven't given a losing pick yet, but it's Game 7. We have to be sure that we give winning picks for this one, so I called Troy from allplayswin.com, asked him if he could preview the game with me, and thankfully he said yes. Troy from allplayswin.com. Thanks for being back with us.
Thanks a lot, Pete. This is a phenomenal game to be able to handicap. I was honestly don't really have a personal as a fan. I really could care less who wins the game, but I was on the edge of my couch yesterday watching that game. What a ball game! What a series it's been. So doesn't get any better than tomorrow, Pete.
Yeah, no doubt, Troy, for sure. And before we get into an analysis and give a couple picks on Game 7, tell us a little bit about allplayswin.com. Our regular viewers know who you are and know that you've had a great record overall handicapping multiple sports with us for a long time now. Tell us a little bit about your site, allplayswin.com.
Thanks, Pete. We've been going strong now for 6 years. Our company continues to grow. Our clientele continues to grow. Real honest people. We're picking at a very, very consistent 60%. I encourage viewers to come out and take a look at our website. You call our phone number, you're going to get me or you're going to get a representative. You're all going to get us 24/7, Pete. I encourage people to come take a look at allplayswin.com. We're doing big things, very consistent, 60% in baseball. We've had a great NBA season. Excited to close up here with Game 7.
Okay, great. Thanks so much for taking this game on such short notice. Game 7, you know, this series has been actually relatively easy to handicap because you just use the zigzag theory. And except for Game 6, the final scores were actually way off of the spreads. Before Game 6, every game had been at least 9 points off of the spread. So it was like kind of easy. I actually passed on most of the Heat games, but I just took the Spurs in Game 1, Game 3, Game 5, and that turned out to be the way to go. And then in Game 6, though, I did suspect that it was going to be a lot closer than the other 5 games. I liked the Spurs at +7, and they did get the cover. Of course, we know how it ended. Phenomenal game. Here we are, Game 7. Spurs, the line is +6. It was kind of going up and down a little bit, 6 and 6.5 in the market. Total is 189.5. And I'm thinking that, you know, the Spurs almost won the last game despite the fact that they didn't get good games from either Parker or Ginobili. Parker was 6 for 23 from the field. Ginobili, of course, had a ton of turnovers, uncharacteristic. They still almost won the game. I'm thinking that I think you got to take the Spurs here again at +6, and I also tend to take unders in Game 7s. So I'm thinking maybe the first half under 94. What do you think?
I'd love to argue with you, Pete, but I really can't. I think you're dead on with your analysis. And a lot of people are making arguments, oh, they're too old. They played overtime yesterday. You know, Tim Duncan, Parker, Ginobili, these guys are getting up for this game. This is Game 7. This is probably one of the last championships that these guys will ever play in. There's no doubt in my mind that they'll come ready to play. I think Greg Popovich is a much better coach than Spoelstra. I think that's going to play a big part in this Game 7. And you got to remember, LeBron James played 50 minutes yesterday. That's a lot of minutes, a lot more than anybody else played. And I know LeBron will be able to come out and play, but I do think 50 minutes might slow down his jump shot a little bit. But I just think the Spurs are going to be way too resilient in this game. You know, I'll be the first to tell you yesterday, I played this money line small at +275. I think it's going to be probably about +250 tomorrow. I think you got to throw a little bit of small dollar on the Spurs outright. But getting 6.5 to me is a gift here. I really think that. I don't see this Spurs team laying an egg. Like you said, Danny Green didn't even show up. He went 1 for 5 yesterday, and they still had a shot to win the game. I think he'll have a better shooting night. I think Leonard will show up. This Spurs team, I think, at least hangs in the game and plays within 6.5 points tomorrow.
I think that's got to be. And plus, there's reports that Dwayne Wade has kind of a banged-up knee, so that's another small little thing that sort of points in the direction of the Spurs. Yeah, I mean, look, Spurs are a quality team, and, you know, 6 points in an NBA game, that's a lot of points. 6.5, that's a lot of points. I think there's no other way to play it, right?
I agree, and, you know, it's just interesting to me how the Spurs team can be 6.5 underdogs. I think Vegas is doing something a little weird here to me because you just know that Popovich is going to have those guys ready to play. I've been hearing all day long they're going to have to flush this game, and they will. They're a seasoned veteran team. Those younger players are rallying around Duncan. Duncan had a phenomenal game yesterday despite his fourth quarter. I think he comes back and plays well again. And the other thing that's interesting is the way Dwayne Wade was benched and how well they played without him. And how that could trigger a team. What will Spoelstra do? Will he continue to ride him out, like you said, with possibly a bum knee? Or is he going to sit him? It funks with the team a little bit. And I like you said, Pete, Game 7, I like the under as well because Game 7 seems to be a little bit slower paced than normal, a little bit more tense nerves to start the game. So I'm with you, Pete. Spurs, and go under if you have to, but I really like the total, and I really like the money line in this one for a small bet.
We'll see how it turns out. Thanks so much, Troy West from allplayswin.com.
Thanks, Pete. Appreciate it.